Chapter 1. I was your brother's fiancé. You are listening at fametv.com. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation Luo City, mid-March. 1 week ago, the chairman of Lu Enterprise annulled his son's wedding engagement to Jiang Yuning when the paparazzi exposed her involvement with a director who was already married. The director's wife, who was heavily pregnant with his child, attempted suicide when she found out about the extramarital affair. The public was enraged and started criticizing the director for his extramarital affair when his wife was pregnant with his child. To protect himself and gain favorable public opinion, the director decided to sacrifice Jiang Yuning, and he informed the public that Jiang Yuning was the one who had seduced him. This statement ignited storms and criticisms surrounding Jiang Yuning, which greatly affected her reputation. As one of the most prestigious and reputable families in Luo City, the Lu family were unable to accept a daughter-in-law who was involved in such scandals. Jiang Yuning was then dismissed by Emperor Entertainment 1 week after the incident because she had breached their contract by getting involved in a major scandal during the term of their contract. Besides that, the company also sued Jiang Yuning for damages worth 60 million yuan for her breach of contract. Therefore, it seemed like Jiang Yuning lost everything in the blink of an eye. However, she received a phone call last night and it seemed like she had just received an engagement for a new contract. After getting dismissed from her entertainment company, Jiang Yuning's agent decided to send her off for one last time. Your house is now filled with reporters and the paparazzi. Furthermore, it is going to be sealed by the council very soon. Do you have anywhere else to go? Her agent was a man in his early 30s. His hair was bleached silver, and he was dressed very fashionably. He had been serving Jiang Yuning for the past few years. Jiang Yuning ignored him and continued fiddling around her purse. If you do not have any place to go, CEO Huang of Thousand City Enterprise is really interested in you. Why don't you consider spending the night at his villa? After all, this will be nothing new to you since you already slept with the other director before. Jiang Yuning knew that the agent had something planned when he offered to drop her home. Things were never that simple with him. So, he planned to sell her off. How much did CEO Huang offer to pay him for this? I have not slept with any director before. Emperor Entertainment knows better than anyone else the true story behind this scandal, Jiang Yuning said as she finally took an envelope out from her purse. She looked at the address written on the envelope. Yuning, I am doing all this for your sake. Your fiancé annulled your engagement and left you, and you are now blacklisted in the entertainment industry. What are your plans for your future? How do you intend to settle your debts? Jiang Yuning openly rejected his proposal and said, I have already found a new home. You do not need to worry about me. The agent frowned and tried to hide the look of displeasure on his face. He had already accepted CEO Huang's payment and he had already promised that he would deliver this woman to his bed, but this woman was being difficult now. No, Yuning. We have already been working together for so many years. Do you think that I will do anything to set you up or harm you? I can assure you that as long as you stick by CEO Huang and become his woman, you will definitely live a life without any worries. As you can see, we are already on the way to his villa. Jiang Yuning was shocked when she heard her agent's words. She quickly took out her cell phone and made a phone call. I have met into a little trouble on the way to Yinhe Road. The voice on the other side of the line was low and he merely said 2 words, but hearing his voice calmed Jiang Yuning's nerves. Got it. The agent could not help but laugh when he saw Jiang Yuning making the distress call for help. We are reaching CEO Huang's villa soon. Yuning, just help me out a little, won't you? This is not easy for me either. Jiang Yuning did not say anything because she was disgusted by his action. The agent looked at Jiang Yuning, who remained quiet and thought that she was no longer resisting. After all, her phone call was most likely a bluff. She was in deep trouble and she was involved in such a huge scandal at the moment, why would anyone be willing to help her? Therefore, the agent did not take Jiang Yuning's words to heart and continued driving to CEO Huang's villa. However, just as he was about to turn into the road leading to the villa, a black car suddenly stopped right in front of his car, blocking the entrance to the intersection. The agent was shocked, but before he could step out of his car to find out what was going on, the driver of the black car had already gotten out his car. The driver opened the passenger car door and said, "Miss Jiang, please come with me." Jiang Yuning lifted her skirt slightly and was about to exit the car when the agent reached out and grabbed hold of her arm. "Jiang Yuning, you can't leave." Jiang Yuning turned around and was about to reply the agent when the back window of the black car was rolled down suddenly. The person sitting in the back seat glared at the agent and said, "Who can't leave?" As soon as he heard that voice, the agent quickly turned around and was surprised when he saw the man sitting in the back seat of the car. Lu, second young master. There were 4 mysterious cars following closely behind the black car in a convoy. Those were the bodyguards who were assigned to protect Lu Jingji at all times. The agent swallowed his saliva and he began sweating profusely. "Get in the car." The man with the cold voice was done with the agent and he was speaking directly to Jiang Yuning now. After he had spoken, he rolled his window up again. "Wait a moment," Jiang Yuning said as she turned around and slapped the agent in the face. "This is my final gift to you. As for CEO Huang, you can enjoy his presence yourself." The agent was stunned by Jiang Yuning's sudden slap. If he had known that Jiang Yuning's backup plan was Lu Jingji, he would have given up on any ideas that he had planned out. After all, there is no one in Luo City who did not fear Lu Jingji. He was mysterious, rich, and powerful. There were countless rumors surrounding him. The agent was lucky to have a glimpse of Lu Jingji when he accompanied Jiang Yuning to the Lu family feast 2 years ago. Jiang Yuning's ex-fiancé was the 3rd young master of the Lu family. When he was still engaged to Jiang Yuning, she was always let off the hook for her mistakes because Emperor Entertainment did not want to offend the Lu family. When the 3rd young master of the Lu family hooked up with another actress, he colluded with the entertainment company to set Jiang Yuning and the director up in order to annul his engagement to her. Emperor Entertainment then terminated their employment contract with Jiang Yuning as they could never have expected that Jiang Yuning would get into a relationship with the 2nd young master of the Lu family, Lu Jingji, immediately after the 3rd young master called off their engagement. Lu Jingji's driver subsequently walked over to the agent and warned him to keep his mouth shut. This family was really interesting. The younger brother had just thrown away this pair of broken shoes and the elder brother immediately picked it up. Jiang Yuning secretly stared at the man who was sitting beside her in the back seat of the back car. He was dressed in a suit and he was wearing a black windbreaker over the suit. He had a yellow document bag in his hand and he wore an expensive watch on his wrist. He emitted an irresistible and majestic aura that no one could easily resist. This man was not only tall and handsome, but his well-defined and sharp features were similar to that of a Caucasian man. He was dressed in a clean and well-ironed suit that explained his obsessive-compulsive disorder that was a fact that had not changed for years. He was none other than Lu Jingji. That slap was very well played, Lu Jingji praised Jiang Yuning as he looked her in the eye. "Second brother Lu, actually, I do not understand why you would want to help," Jiang Yuning could not finish her sentence. Although she did not have any feelings for her former fiancé, they had already been engaged for a few years because it had been arranged by their grandparents a long time ago. Moreover, her fiancé was none other than Lu Jingji's younger brother. There was no woman in Luo City that Lu Jingji could not get. After all, he was the heir to the Lu family and therefore, he enjoyed incredible status and reputation. No one knew exactly what position he held in the company, but everyone in Luo City feared him nevertheless. Jiang Yuning was also in shock when she received Lu Jingji's check for 60 million yuan last night. He had not only helped her clear her debts, but he had also invited her to move in with him. Jiang Yuning knew what this meant, but she agreed anyway. When he heard Jiang Yuning's question, Lu Jingji looked at her and held up her chin possessively. He then said, "I guess you have to start adapting to your new status starting from today." Jiang Yuning's breathing accelerated due to Lu Jingji's sudden action. "What status?" Lu Jingji casually leaned forward, closing the distance between them before he looked right into her eyes. Jiang Yuning was caught off guard, and she did not know how to react to his words. "But I was your brother's fiancé." Listen to the full novel at fametv.com, direct link in the description.